In this episode of Most Underrated Prospect, we are gonna go over Samuel Bolduc. Bolduc was ranked 87 at the midterm ranking and finished the year ranked number 42, so he was a really big riser at the end of the year. At the draft combine last week, Bolduc was one of the biggest winners, finishing in the top 10 in 5 different categories, going from agility, bench press, vertical jump, pull-up, and right hand grip. Some of those categories are pretty impressive, especially bench press and pull up. You don't usually see taller player do too well in those categories since it's harder to bench press with longer arm, and also he was the only one over 200 pounds in the top 10 for pull ups. So he really is a freak athlete, and I'm gonna show you why I think he's a little bit underrated coming into this draft. So as always, we're gonna take a quick look at his profile. So you can see he's a big boy at 6'4", 212 pounds. So last year he had a pretty good season, especially at the end of the year, finishing with 37 points, 9 goals in 65 games. We're gonna take a look at the team. And they had a pretty bad team this year, and around Christmas they decided to go for the full rebuild, and they moved players like Joel Teasdale, Peyton Hoyt, Engel Art, Entelainen, Anthony Poulin. So they really trade a bunch of guys and gave more ice time to younger players. And even though the team was pretty bad, at the beginning of the year, there was quite a bit of defensemen. So there was traffic at the blue line. And I think this is one of the reasons why maybe Samuel Bolduc struggled a little bit at the beginning of the year. He wasn't getting the first power play unit. I think he was only getting the second power play unit. But after they moved into Linen, it was really easier for him. He was the man on the power play, and a lot more play were designed around him. So I think it's a reason why he took off at the end of the year. One other thing that's really important to note is that Blainville was really unlucky being in the same division of Rouyn-Noranda and Drummondville, two of the best teams in the whole CHL in my opinion. And so they played 6 games versus each team, a total of 12 games. They got outscored 84 goals against 23 goals, and they lost all 12 games. So it's really hard to look good when you get smoked like that every game. So you got to keep that in mind when you evaluate a player. Now let's take a look at the draft eligible player in the QMJHL. So as you can see, he finished with 16 points. This is at 5-on-5. He finished around 7th here, which is not crazy good, but it's also not that bad since he was playing in a pretty weak team. The only good thing here I can see is if he led the league in shot on goal, so this is good. Now let's take a look at 5v4 on the power play, and as you can see, it's a different story. Now he's leading the league with 18 points on the power play. He's also leading in shot, so we can see he likes to shoot it, and he's more of a power play specialist for now. Okay, now let's look at some footage. We're gonna dissect down his game, and the first thing I want to look at it's his shot, because he has an absolute cannon, and I think for a one-timer he might have the best one in the whole draft. Pretty bad quality on this clip, but you can see that the puck goes in really quickly. One thing that I found a little bit strange at the beginning of the year, he was put on the power play but on his strong side, so it basically made him impossible or really hard for him to get good one-timer opportunity. Also, I noticed he was a little bit trigger happy and taking way too many shots from a distance. I know he has a great shot, but you still need to take better shot selection and go in high danger area when you can.
Samuel Bolduc, le boulet, dans le coin du filet.
At the end of the year, I thought the team was doing a much better job using Bolduc's shot, and as you can see here, just a very nice set play. Here, just another great example of where I think he should have been put on the power play. When he's in this spot and he reduced the distance from his shot, not too many keepers are gonna save him. As you can see, he really liked to use his slap shot, and I think at the end of the day, it's something he might need to tone down a little bit, because he has an excellent wrist shot too, and I think he had even more success with his wrist shot.
Un petit coup de tête dans l'enclave, devant, long retour, le tir au but! Qui va d'une passe à Bolduc. Bolduc son tir, l'arrêt du bouclier de... Le but!
I think he could easily be a 20-goal scorer next year simply by reducing the distance of his shot and using his wrist shot a little bit more. The second thing I like the most about his game, it is skating. Since he's very athletic, it looked really easy for him to skate, and as you can see, with only 2 or 3 strides, he can get out of the zone really easily.
There by the goaltender Samson. Point to Bolduc. Here's Bolduc coming in left wing. Shot, save, made, rebound. Another save made.
La rondelle et relancer l'attaque pour l'Armada. Bolduc, sortie de zone. La passe.
Qui tentait de rejoindre notre Pelletier. Là, c'est Bolduc à son cercle droit. Bolduc qui relance l'attaque. En compagnie d'Antoine Demers.
It might not look like he's going super fast because he has very long and powerful stride, but trust me, his top speed is actually very good. The only thing that I found a little bit annoying about his skating is that sometimes it feels like he's on cruise control. He only stays at the same speed, and I would like him to do a little bit more acceleration, slow it down sometime, just play with his speed all around. As far as the physicality, I think for a 6'4", 212-pound player, he could be a lot more physical in his zone, with more intensity, finish a bit more check, and overall use his body a little bit more. This is about the most physical I've seen him this year, and as you can see, it's nothing crazy. Let's just say he's not scaring anybody out there. For the following clip, let's look at the bad stuff. So as you can imagine, a player that's projected in the second round, it will always have some stuff that need cleaning, need polishing, and is not different from any other prospect. So let's look at this. You probably have guessed it by now. His passing is pretty inconsistent and he maybe lack a little bit of vision. I think he should really simplify his game and don't try to be a flashy passer and just do the high percentage pass.
Bolduc au cercle de mise au jeu. Ça va vers la ligne rouge. Des groseilliers s'avancent. La passe de Bolduc.
And here, just another brain fart again, and those can't happen too often in a season. It's pretty painful to watch. And by now you're probably thinking to yourself, geez, he's a terrible passer, and you would be wrong. I've actually seen him do a lot of good passes. For now, it's just inconsistent. You need to work his decision making, but with some coaching and some experience, I think he would be able to get there.
À côté de lui, Bolduc avec la rondelle. Une passe pour jusqu'à Egarty Aubin. Bolduc. Les mineurs doubles sont terminés. Katarinakis laisse à Bolduc. Bolduc pour Fraser. En pleine vitesse, le but! Goal!
So as you can see, he's able to make some pretty good first passes. And also, he's able to do passes when they are in the other zone and the defense is set.
Samuel Bolduc. Samuel Bolduc. Une passe pour le filet, il laisse à Samuel Bolduc. Plamondon qui met de la pression, mais Bolduc réussit à éviter. Lance pour Katarinakis. Katarinakis entre dans le territoire des Sea Dogs. Contourne. La passe devant le tir, le but!
This is a really nice clip here, and you can see when he put it all together, the skating, the decent hands, the passing ability. There's something here for a second or third round pick. I wouldn't mind taking a swing at him and just hoping that he put it all together with a little bit more coaching and experience. He could definitely become a top 2 defenseman. This is the end of the video. Please like if you like this stuff, and also comment below where do you think he will get drafted. I currently have him toward the end of the second round.